Hey everyone, it is Natalie from Being Intentionally Creative, and this is really just a random video. We're not making anything. I just wanted to show some stuff to you as a result of, well, some's just really random stuff, and the other is a result of the video I had done about the bowl I had made. So this is the bowl. Remember this? This was the one where we had the two colors by Eye Candy, their paste, and the neons by Let's Resin. Okay, and we had done this. I had put it on the heating mat and it cured within a day. Now, I had shown you at the back where we had some run over of the resin that got stuck to the silicone mold, and I had attempted to take it off pretty much right after I got it off the heating mat and out of the mold, and it didn't work. So I've let this sit. This has been sitting for about a week now, and well, not quite a week, but long enough that I was able to trim up the bottom of it today. So one thing I want to mention to you, and I think I've mentioned it to the other videos where we're dealing with a deep pour, I am seriously, well, this was a test to see how it would work on the heating mat. Having said that, moving forward, I want to make sure I have some extra resin so I can, you know, as this sets, because this deep pour resin, I mean, it shrinks. So I want to always make sure moving forward that I have enough that I can keep it level at the very top of the mold, right at the opening, because now this may be part and parcel because of putting it on the heating mat. I don't know, but I don't have a round edge proper here, and I'm not sure how well this is going to show up with the light on it, but my edge is not round. It's sort of warped, if you will, which isn't helpful. So I'm just going to turn it so you can see that. And I'll show you one spot where it's really off the beaten path, and that is right here. So we're really, you know, not shaped well there. I don't think it's the mold. I think it's the fact that it was on the heating mat, and two, it shrunk in but didn't have a level shrinking, if you will. Now, I went over it and I used my deburring tool. I need to practice with this because I don't do a very good job with this right now. I'm still in the learning stages. So what I find I do, and if you have any tips or tricks, that would be awesome if you put them in the comments. But what I'm finding is that I'm either like scratching the inside when I'm doing it, or in some cases, I actually scratch the outside when I'm using the deburring tool. So I seriously need to practice with this to get better. Because if you're doing a piece for a client, or, you know, even as a gift for somebody, you don't want to be scratching it when you're using the deburring tool. So I need to practice so I get better. And one thing I had thought of, and I don't know whether or how well it would work, is to put like masking tape down, or some sort of cardboard, like something thin that if you run over top of it, you're going to scratch it and not the resin. And I guess for the outside, I mean, the same idea is maybe putting some tape around it. But if you've used the deburring tool and you have any suggestions, I would love to hear it. So I know I've got different sizes for this, and that may be part of it, that I've got the wrong size, you know, end on here. I don't know. I'm going to have to play with that. But I'm just, if you have any tips for me, great. Or the rest of us, that would be great if you could comment below. And I'm going to have to practice. But I thought I would share that tip with you on having some extra left over. So that, because when I did the one video, I had, like, it was 9 hours before it really started setting up. So you'd have lots of time to continue to add so it doesn't shrink down. Okay, so that's that. So there's our bowl again. Now, what I did was, we had done, I'm just going to throw those off to the side for right now. We had done the star, and I had put the leftover of the deep pour in this star. Should have obviously kept some of it and used it in my bowl, but you know, things happen. So I did another batch of the same two colors that we had used in our bowl and that are at the bottom of the star, the top of the star, as the case may be, because I wanted to see how well they played together. And I'm really excited to take this out of here to see how this, you know, sort of played together, because the colors were both the paste, but one had more density to it than the other one. And all I did, when I had finished pouring this, I took one of my toothpicks and I just did one simple little circle in the center, and then I went, you're done. You're done. You're not touching this, because I wanted to see what this would do. So let's see how the rest of this looks. If I can, yeah, just get it loosened up, because I'm thinking, you know, it's going to create quite the cool looking piece. And I used the 2-part epoxy. I didn't use deep pour on what I did left over. I had thought I was going to need about 100 mils. I did not need that much. So I made some earrings, which I'm going to show you as well. Okay, let's get this out of here, because we're going to see, you're going to get to really see how different the colors played together. One on the heating mat versus not being on the heating mat. Alrighty. I think this is going to be a cool mold. I'm going to like making more of this and the same concept of it. Okay, so this is what this looks like. Okay, this is how it turned out when it was on the heating mat. So the red took over. We are not seeing a lot of gray on that. Now, however, so what a difference, eh? So if you want something unique, and I want to lift my light, or maybe take it off the side a little bit, but what a difference, okay, between, I'm hoping that's not glaring too much for you, but what a difference, eh, between letting these colors cure on their own with no heat to putting it on a heat mat. I mean, just like what a difference. Okay, I wanted you to see that. I thought that was really important to see. And I mean, could I have prevented some of this? Maybe if I had taken off the heat mat sooner. But I'm looking at this thinking, can you imagine how that would have looked had the whole thing been done this way versus warming it up? So that's something to keep in mind if you're doing this. What is the look you're going for? Because obviously the heating mat and the heat too is going to impact your ultimate design. Now, the other thing I did when I was pouring this is I used my circular turntable so that I could get, and so basically all I was doing was the colors were just sort of going around in a circle, if you will. But then it pulled itself together into the center here. So I wanted to show that to you. I mean, I definitely want to play some more with this, because I think you could get some really, really cool pieces. And this is another one that I'm either going to have to fill the base of this up with resin, or get really good at using my deburring tool. But yeah, so hopefully you're getting to see just how cool that looks at the sides versus like the solidness of this versus the diversity of that. Like, that's just really cool to me. Alrighty, so let's see how so these ones, I poured them, I did not touch them. I left them as they were. Again, I'm learning not to touch, just to let it do its thing. These ones, I did twirl them around. My resin was starting to firm up a little bit, and so I wanted to kind of play with them. So let's do these ones first. I'll be top coating these. So that's what that side looks like. So nothing very fancy schmancy on that. I was thinking that what I might end up doing is putting some sort of something on here just to jazz them up a little bit. And there's that side. And I have a couple of air bubbles in this. Again, let me get something to put my bowl aside. I don't know if that helps or hinders things, but there we go. I'm going to have to get some small pieces of paper over here so you can see on white. What have I got? Does that help? And then we have, obviously, the side I played with. Okay. Now let's see what the big ones did. Alright. So nothing too exciting going on here. Okay. Again, it makes me think about putting something on here because that's not very fun. That is. I like how that pulled together. Yeah, so the bottom did nothing. Pretty boring bottom on this. That's the side I like. All right, so I can see myself figuring out to put something on the one side and leave the other side just as it is. So I'll have to think about what I'm going to do with those. So what else did I get up to? Well, I started working on this crescent moon. I got this mold from Michaels. Again, they've got a ton of stuff they've got on clearance right now here at my Michaels store in Canada. I'm guessing that's probably that way in some other places. I don't know whether they're bringing in new product or what they've got going on, but they definitely are clearing some stuff out. So I paid $10 for this, and I think regularly it was, I want to say over 20, but I could be wrong on that. Anyway, I thought, well, for the price, I'm going to buy it. It's one of those things I've been eyeing for a while and then just went, okay, let's buy it. So initially what I did was I just put down a coat of translucent yellow to start this. And you can see, like, this is something where I should have used the trick I had shown you in the one video, where you take something like this and you like work the resin into, and I'm trying to think what else I was doing at the time. I know I had used the yellow on something else, and I can't for the life of me think of what that was right now. Anyway, that would have been a good idea, so I could have filled in, because I've got some air bubbles in here. Then maybe would have prevented that. So now I have the option of using, maybe a paste on this or something to fill in those flowers so you can see them better. And I'm trying to angle this so you can maybe see the pattern on there. I'm not sure how well that's coming up. I can't see it well. You may be able to on your large screen. And then what I did was I mixed up some red paste and some orange paste and then just randomly poured one on top of the other to finish this off. So maybe you can see where the red and orange stop and then where the translucent yellow is on that. Okay, so that's all I did with this. I wanted to finish it off, and I thought those two colors would be kind of handy to put behind it. All right, so there's the moon, the crescent moon, and I'll figure what I'm doing with that. I was able to, once again, make another one of my small little tea lights. Apparently I like making these. This is a perfect, you know what, I have to say, this is a perfect little mold for the leftovers that you've got. That's why I like it so much. It doesn't take a lot of resin, and it makes a really cute little bowl. So there we have it. Just get it put back into shape a little bit. But yeah, so there's our red and our orange. I just poured one color and then the other. Nothing fancy about this one. And then the last thing we have are these. These are the holographic earrings. And hopefully they came out pretty decently. I'm going to have to clean up, I think. Yeah. Am I? I was thinking I've got some overspill in this, but yeah, I went too high. This is too thick. That's why I've got the overspill in these little slots. I don't know how well you can see them, but yeah, I shouldn't have poured it so high because now I've got it in places I don't want it. So there's that one. And I had bought 2 of these because I wanted to be able to use them for earrings and to try and, you know, pour it once and then make up the same resin to pour it a second time. Yeah, that's not happening. So hopefully you can see the glow of that on it. I don't know how well that's showing up in the camera for you. Anyway. Sometimes you just gotta see things in person because the camera doesn't do it justice. And then my red maple leaves. And these I want to turn into earrings. There we go. See that? There we go. That holographic look that I'm trying to hold on to not very well. Anyway, it's there. Yeah, I'm going to have some overspill on that one too. I'm going to have to work on cleaning that up. I might have to heat these up to do that. Pretty sure I got those from Temu. Those, these leaf ones. I feel like I'm doing an SOS here. There you go. Alright. So my idea for these ones, because this is so fine, right? These need to set up a little bit more, but my thought was to potentially drill a hole just down below here, very carefully, drill a hole, get some wire, wrap it around here, and then I wanted to put a bead going, so basically from the stem here, have a little bead, and then the earring to hang it from. I've made a pair a long time ago, orange and yellow, that I put a bead on, just to have them dangle a little bit more. So that's sort of what my thought process is for these. And I'm sure I have a red bead that can go with these. So yeah, I just thought I would anything, just showing you what I have made, and I especially wanted you to see what happens with the paste when you just let it set on its own. So that's really what this video was, so you could see the difference between the bowl. I mean, the star really shows it to you, what the difference is, and I wanted to share that with you. So that's what this video was all about. I hope you found my tip on the bowl, and if you have any suggestions for using the deburring tool, if you use one, I would greatly appreciate that. I hope you're having a beautiful creative day. Thank you for following, commenting, subscribing. Our numbers are going up again, which is beautiful. It's a trend. They go up, down, and then up. So that's a beautiful thing. And I do appreciate the comments I'm getting, and I do my best to reply to them within a 24-hour period. So, having said all that, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along on this journey of creativity with me. And may your days of creativity bring you as much joy as is possible. Thank you very much. Take care, and bye for now.